5 most expensive watches. 1. Paul Newman's Cosmograph Daytona. Sold for $17,752,500. Topping the list of most expensive Rolex watches is Paul Newman's Cosmograph Daytona. This watch stands as the most iconic of all Daytona watches, auctioned at a record-breaking $17,752,500. The watch was purchased by Paul Newman's wife as she worried about him getting into an accident due to his passion for motor racing. She had the watch's caseback engraved with "Drive Carefully Me," an equally loving and humorous gesture. Jeff Hess, CEO of Analog Shift, stated, "This watch appeals to people way beyond the watch world. It of course attracts those who love and admire motorsports and cars. It also appeals to people who love Hollywood memorabilia. It's also a piece of Americana, so it appeals to the American history community." The watch's dial is dark brown, which contrasts its white outer trim, features an Art Deco font, black and red minute track, and square ends on its subdial markers. This extraordinary timepiece has perfectly captured Paul Newman's iconic style, making it one of the most desired watches among vintage collectors. 2. Unicorn. Daytona reference 6265. Sold for $5,900,000. Made in 1970, this Daytona reference 6265 earned the nickname Unicorn because it was the only model made in 18K white gold at a time when the Daytona was usually made in stainless steel. That rarity meant that when renowned watch collector John Goldberger put the watch up for auction at Phillips in Geneva in 2018, it achieved a price of nearly double the original $3 million estimate. Goldberger then donated the proceeds to charity. 3. Baudai reference 6062. Sold for $5,060,427. Owned by the last emperor of Vietnam's Nguyen dynasty, the Baudai made the list of most expensive Rolex watches because it was the rarest configuration of Rolex's 6062 model. During a peace negotiation recess in 1954, the Nguyen emperor asked a Rolex retailer for the rarest Rolex available. Made with 18K yellow gold, the watch features diamond indexes as well as a triple calendar with moon phase indicators. Of the 3 models known to have existed, the Baudai has its diamond indexes on the even hours, rather than the other 2 watches with diamond markers on the odd hours. The diamond marker at 12 o'clock forced the trademark Rolex crown to be located below the diamond index, making it the only dial of its kind known in the world. Aurel Bax, senior consultant for Phillips in association with Bax and Russo, called this timepiece a work of art. It's part of what the 20th century culture is made of. It's what we, mankind, jointly want to hold onto, and it would absolutely make sense to put it in a museum where the best of the 20th century is reunited. It's really a landmark of the 20th century industrial design. The emperor thoroughly enjoyed the watch over the years until he died in 1997. The Baudai has exchanged hands only once in 2002, achieving a record-breaking auction price of $235,000 at the time. This past May, the Baudai sold for an impressive $5,060,427 and remains as one of the most significant collector watches in the world. 4. The Legend, Daytona Oyster reference 6263. Sold for nearly $3,718 million. A yellow gold Paul Newman, with screw-down pushers made in 1969, this Daytona was one of the earliest 6263s ever made. For many years, its very existence was debated among watch collectors, hence its nickname, the Legend, and it sold for more than 3 times the estimate when it finally came up for auction in Geneva in 2017. 5. The Neanderthal, Daytona reference 6240. Sold for nearly $3.01 million. According to the Robb Report, this watch achieved its price at the Phillips May 2017 auction in Geneva because of its oversized subsidiary dials and unusual color combination. Made in 1966, with a pre-Paul Newman dial, hence the Neanderthal nickname, this represents the first cosmograph with screw-down chronograph pushers, a detail that enhanced the timepiece's water resistance.